Hi, data analysts. How are you guys doing? So, today we are going to tap into this week's content. We are going to start with the crucial topics that we saw that you guys needed us to touch on, and that we also think as mentors will be beneficial for you. So, the first topic that we're going to tap into is LinkedIn profiles. So, guys, please don't mind the noise in the background. I'm just around people. But yes, this is the topic that we're going to tap into. So your LinkedIn profile, ladies and gentlemen, just consider it as your blueprint that will appear when recruiters and potential employers will tap into when they are looking for information about you, when they are looking for the kind of skills, the kind of expertise that you have, your work experience, your education, your affiliations, and etc. So this is your blueprint that will show recruiters, employers, potential business partners who and what you're about. So here they just shared some stats with us so that you guys can have an idea of how effective and efficient LinkedIn is. So here it states that it is a social network platform used by 55 million registered companies, nearly 1 billion members, right? So as you can see the amount of interactivity that is going on the social network platform. And then they also share that on average, 101 job seekers submit an application on LinkedIn every second. So you can just imagine, guys, every second there's 101 people that are submitting their applications, that are seeking for jobs. So can you see that every second there's a lot of people that are actually on the platform, right, seeking jobs. They shared that every minute 8 people are hired on LinkedIn. So that means every 60 seconds there's 8 people that get jobs. So that means every 2 minutes there will be 16 people that will be hired on LinkedIn. So that's really, really, really motivating, especially as someone that would like to get a job opportunity on LinkedIn. Just seeing this would motivate you automatically. And then here they stated that in 2022 there was an 88% increase in hires via LinkedIn. So this shows that it is above 50%, right? Anything that is above 50%, it shows that it's effective and efficient, and it shows that there was an increase since 2022, considering that we are now in 2024. So this shows us that everything has been successful for job seekers as well as potential employers on LinkedIn. It states here that 67% of recruiters say that talent hired through LinkedIn is of higher quality in comparison to talent that is hired via job portals. So I'm pretty sure we all know a couple of job portals that are there, right? And then if we take those job portals and we compare them to LinkedIn, the quality of talent is totally different. The one that you get on LinkedIn is way higher than the one that you get on the portals. So this shows how effective and how efficient LinkedIn is. LinkedIn literally forces you to be able to highlight your top skills, to be able to highlight your top experience, to be able to highlight your expertise and who you are. So it shows the effectiveness of having a LinkedIn profile as a young professional. So here's just additional information and stats that you can read through. So this was just some information that I wanted to touch on so that you can see the importance of having a strong LinkedIn profile as a young data analyst. So now we're going to tap into what makes a good LinkedIn profile, right? So the fundamentals that you need to keep in mind when you're creating your LinkedIn profile. The first thing that you need to take into consideration is your professional photo. So your professional photo should be of high quality. Let's run away from putting in pictures that might be blurry. It should be professional, meaning you should dress appropriately, meaning professionally, and it should be current. What do they mean by current? It should be a photo that is not older than 3 years, because you don't want a situation where you're putting a photo of 10 years ago, right? Because your features have changed, your style has probably changed as well. Maybe you've tweaked up your features a bit. So just ensure that it's a photo that is current, right? So if you can check here, they shared us an example of Rachel Montanez. They're showing us how captivating, how capturing, how nice and simple her photo is. We can see her smiling, her hair is nicely done, as professional, it's always advisable to take a photo that is half body, so basically from your tummy going up to your face, instead of taking a full body photo. Those are usually the best photos to add in your professional photos, because at least it's like a zoom in of your facial features, right? So also just the background is clear. We don't want any destructive backgrounds. If you know that, okay, at home where I stay there isn't any clear background, then what you can do is you can use some apps to just remove that background, and then you can replace it with a clear background. You can use Canva for that, and then I'm pretty sure you guys know some other platforms as well that you can use to add a clear background for you, right? Essentially, this is your background banner. So as you can see here, Rachel hasn't added anything, but I'll show you on my LinkedIn profile when you add a banner in the background, how it appears. So having a gray background is quite dull, it's not catchy. So I'll show you how it looks when you add a banner in the background. So that's essentially the first thing that you need to take into the consideration. The second thing is you need to have a captivating headline. So your headline, these are essentially keywords, right, that will briefly describe who you are, briefly describe maybe your current roles, briefly describe your relevance. Basically, that's what a captivating headline is all about. So it would usually fall under here, under your name. So these examples will tap into how and where. So if you can see here with Julia, you can see the sales is under her name. Even with my profile, I'll just show you guys how it looks. So essentially they gave us an example here where it's written junior data analyst in healthcare, then they put a line there, and then ALX alumni, and then if you're an entrepreneur, then you can add the line, and then you add entrepreneur. So these are just keywords to give us an idea of who and what you're about, right? And then if you can just check this LinkedIn effect that they shared with us, if you check on the left side, Julia just wrote sales, Leah just wrote HR, John just wrote freelance. So can you see how dull it is when you just have one keyword? But look on the right side. For Julia, they said global sales team leader and business development manager, lead gen expert, which is lead generation expert. And here for HR, Leah said senior talent acquisition specialist and headhunter, EMEA. And then for John, they said CEO and board member, serial entrepreneur. So can you see the difference between the left side and the right side? The right side is more captivating, it's more catchy, it will motivate you as a recruiter, as a potential employer, to further read the person's LinkedIn profile. Like if I had to see sales or HR only, I would definitely not continue reading the LinkedIn profile. So just ensure that your headline is captivating. Then now we're going to move on to the well-written summary, right? So your summary is basically just a brief description of who you are, you know, your strengths, your accomplishments. It basically, sorry about that, guys, your accomplishments, just in general, your background, right? So this is just a engaging, concise, brief description of what you're good in, what makes you stand out, what your accomplishments are, what your experience is, right? So let's just read one example here that they shared with us. So it says here, hi there, I'm an aspiring data scientist who loves finding patterns and connecting dots. We get ideas from different industries, people from different backgrounds and teams, or applications from different industries. I have strong technical skills, particularly in databases and machine learning, and an academic background in mathematics, engineering, and statistics. I love solving business problems with unique algorithms and communicating complex ideas to business stakeholders. In my graduate studies, I took on a number of leadership roles, including mentoring 2 undergraduates, coordinating university research events for 400 plus attendees, and leading the Model United Nations Committee. I'm graduating in July 2021, and I'm interested in full-time or contract data science or machine learning roles. Please feel free to get in touch with me via email at welove@resumeworded.com. Proficient in Tableau, Python, Scikit-learn, NumPy, SciPy, Pandas. TensorFlow, Excel, knowledgeable in SQL, R, Spark, Spark SQL, PySpark, familiar in NLP, which stands for Natural Language Processing, SPACY. So can you see they included here? We can see that this is the background, right? What they were interested in, where the ideas came in for them to be an inspired data scientist, and then here they shared their passions, right, and what they love. Then here they shared their educational background and the impact that they had there. And then here they shared us as well their educational background, and they also added a call to action, right? And then here shared their competencies, their proficiencies, and their skills. So this is just an example of a summary. So this section would appear under the About section on your LinkedIn profile. I'll show you guys when I show you my LinkedIn profile. And then when you guys get a chance, just go through the other example. This one is shorter than the one above. So a summary, just remember guys, it's not supposed to be something too long. Just a brief description. Maybe just have 3 to 4 paragraphs that include 2 to 3 sentences, just explaining your background, your accomplishments, your expertise, your work experience, and your education. And then what I would like to highlight as well is this section, your work experience. So with your work experience, you need to ensure that you add specifically what role you played, and you also add the company, because we need to see that you really worked in a company, right? You're not telling us lies. And then here it shows part-time. So there is a section where you can say full-time or part-time on LinkedIn. And then you also need to show us the time span in which you are operating within the company in that role. And then you also need to add the location so that we can see where it's based. And then these key metrics, you need to ensure that you add these key metrics, ladies and gentlemen, because they help us better understand what exactly did you do, what impact do you have in that particular role. We don't just want to see this section, we'd also like to see this one. So if you read here, it says handle 2 batches of 100 plus students studying in various prestigious colleges across the country in every hands-on coding classes. Then point 2 says cleared their DS and Algo and Java related doubts and helped them reach the optimal solution for a given coding problem. So we can see that they actually made an impact. How? They managed to handle 2 batches of 100 plus students, showing the teacher ability there, and then it also shows that across the country in everyday hands-on coding classes. This shows that they were actually hands-on, they were really there for the students, right, when it came to the coding classes. And then here it says cleared their DS and Algo and Java related doubts and helped them reach the optimal solution for a given coding problem. So remember, a teacher is supposed to assist students to believe in themselves, assist students to be confident in whatever concepts that they work on. So the fact that they cleared the doubts of any code related problem shows their teacher assistant ability. So just by reading this, then I can be confident in the fact that you are a good teacher assistant. So that's why it's important for you to add these key metrics under your work experience. And if we look at the second example, it says team lead, lean in coding circle. So you can see that this person was a team lead and lead in coding circle, and a company lean in India, right? So the company is lean in India actually, and then this person was in this role from August 2018 to May 2019, and then the location is in Delhi area, India. So if we check the matrix here, that they taught DS and Algo to a batch of around 70 plus students of BTech, no semester and branch barriers, aimed to coding culture at IGD TUW. Then the second matrix that they shared, they prepared teaching curriculum, took hands-on coding sessions, and conducted HackerRank contests for students' assessments. So we can see the leadership that they played here. With the first one, we saw that they managed to handle a batch of around 70 plus students of bachelor tech students, no semester and branch barriers, aims to enhancing coding culture. So remember, anything that has to do with growing and enhancing a culture, we need leadership skills in this, because you'll be working with different concepts, you'll be working with different perspectives and different people as well to be able to shape the culture, right? So you need leadership qualities there. So by seeing this, I can see that they really practiced their leadership, right, as a team lead in coding circle. Then here they stated prepared teaching curriculum, took hands-on coding sessions, and conducted HackerRank contests for students' assessments. So the prepping of the curriculum shows the leadership ability there, because they were responsible to structure the way in which the learners are going to learn so that they can be able to be the best, coders, from the program. And then they also took on hands-on coding sessions, meaning they were practical in it. And when they conducted the contest, it showed the leadership in enabling the students to be able to use whatever they've been learning so far in a contest where it'll be able to, build their confidence and be able to, be interactive with whatever they're learning. So is leadership for me. So just by reading this, it gives you an idea of their capability, right, and their expertise in and the impact that they left. So you guys can continue. Check the other example here, just to get an idea. So this one is more lengthy. So as you see, if we had to read this, then we'd have an idea of whether they're a good strategy consulting intern or not. All right. Then when you come here, the skills and endorsement section, ladies and gentlemen, with this, you need to add your skills on your LinkedIn profile. Reason why? Remember, you want to highlight what you're good at. So if, let's say, for example, you want to get a job opportunity as a data analyst, maybe a part-time or full-time opportunity, you need to include skills that are in alignment with that particular job role. And you need to ensure that you actually have those skills and you're not lying. So, for example, with you guys, since you're data analysts, you add SQL here. You add Power BI here, right? Add Python if you've tapped into Python. So these are the skills that you'd add. And then ask your peers or colleagues to endorse your skills. The reason why, when your skills get endorsed, it increases your credibility. So for example, if we check this one, this person was endorsed for coaching, right, their skill as a coach, by John Smith, 3 others who are highly skilled at what? At coaching. So just by seeing this, John Smith and 3 others, I have an idea that, okay, this person got positive feedback from the people that he's actually coached, or the people that he's maybe worked with in a coaching program, or etc. So this gives me an idea of their competency, and it gives me an idea of their proficiency. And then this one, search engine optimization, they were endorsed by 2 of Georgia's colleges at Service, right? So you can see that these endorsements actually assist with giving the potential employer or recruiter confidence that no, this person is good in this particular skill that they shared with us. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, once you add your skills, just ask your peers, colleagues, clients to endorse you for that particular skill so that we can see the credibility in your skill. And then the other point that I'd like to tap into is the recommendations. So this is where colleagues, clients, or supervisors just leave a short recommendation on your LinkedIn profile. This provides social proof of your abilities and can help you stand out from the crowd. So recommendations are like word of mouth. When people recommend you, then it gives people that confidence in you. It gives people the chance, the platform to basically also impact them through the particular skill that you're bringing to the table. Read an example here. It says, rarely do undergraduate students come with as much drive as Chandler. When he was a sophomore, he took 2 of my business strategy classes and served as president of the future MBA student group I chaired. During that time, I was impressed by his ability to connect topics covered in class with both case studies and of-the-minute business news. He showcased leadership outside of the classroom too, effortlessly juggling a wide array of extracurriculums and social events. I'm confident that Chandler will have a bright future in his chosen career path of management, consulting, and will be an asset to any employer. So this is a perfect recommendation, because at least now we have an idea of Chandler. We can see the kind of person Chandler is in other people's eyes, right? Especially this person that wrote this message. we can see that he actually has great leadership skills and that he's an interactive student, and then he's not only focused on books but he also does other extracurriculums, and he also participates in social events to show his diversity, right? So this gives us an idea of the kind of person he is, and this is the perfect recommendation to add on his profile. So these are some of the mistakes that you should run away from when you're creating your LinkedIn profile. Please guys, after you create your profile, check for typos and grammatical mistakes. It happens sometimes when you do it for the first time and maybe you miss out on a letter or maybe you make an error. So just ensure that you share it with your colleagues or peers or us as well as mentors, and we don't mind, we can have a look at your profile just to ensure that you don't have any grammatical or spelling errors, because that comes off as a red flag to people that are going through your profile. And then avoid having multiple profiles. If you feel like you're not confident with the current profile that you have, you can delete it and create a new one. Avoid having more than one profile because that can create confusion and it might be a turn off for your recruiter and your employer. And then avoid adding too much information. So there is important information that you should add, then there's irrelevant information that you don't need. So here they give us an example where it says if you worked as a cashier at a takeout restaurant for 2 years. So you might say offered exceptional service and accepted payments from over 100 clients per day, a 4.9 out of 5 average customer satisfaction rating. So you should run away from saying enjoyed my time working at this fun restaurant. The people were nice and I learned a lot. Sandy, my manager, taught me how to quickly count change, and I thought that was a really cool way of doing things. So there's some unnecessary information here, like this part where it says, I thought that was a really cool way of doing things. Even saying the people were nice and I learned a lot. That is unnecessary information. You don't need that. So just be careful of irrelevant info, and then run away from outdated profiles. So if you already have a profile on LinkedIn, always update your profile regularly. So if you got a new certification, update it. If you got a new work experience, update it. If you maybe took some new pictures, for your professional profile, then add the new picture. So always just make sure your profile is up to date, and then run away from copying and pasting other people's bios. Yes, we are for getting motivation from other people, but we are not for copying the exact words, the exact same thing that the person put there. So try and get motivation from someone's bio and then try and put it in your own words. And then also guys, when you're searching for jobs, it's always best when you get an alert of a job opportunity, apply same time. If you don't have time, then what you can do is save the job opportunity, because we are humans and we do a lot of things in a day and you're most likely to forget. So just ensure that you save the job opportunities. And also when you're searching for jobs, just ensure that you using keywords, right? So let me just move on to LinkedIn. I just want to show you guys something. So if let's say you're searching for a job, right? So we're going to come to the search section. Apologies guys, my laptop is a bit slow. If we say maybe you're looking for jobs as a marketing manager, so I'm going to come here to marketing manager. So it's loading, and then we're gonna come here to people, right? So in order for you to filter out, so meaning let's say you want these marketing managers maybe from particular provinces or particular cities, then you come and filter here. right? So if you want to see all filters, then you just click the all filters section, then it'll give you all the filters. So you can filter according to location. So you can maybe say South Africa, you click South Africa, you click Johannesburg, and then if you want to add another one, maybe you can add Durban, you can add Eastern Cape, you can add anything. And then current company, if maybe there's a particular company that you want to add, then you can just come here and add it. And then connections of, if maybe there's a particular connection that is related to this job, opportunity or industry, then you can add a connection. Or if maybe there's followers that are in affiliation, you can add them here. And then you come down, school, not necessary. Then when it comes to industry, then it's in the advertising services. You can even add here, so we can say marketing, then we add it there. And then if you come here, this is the language, so this one is not necessary. And then the service categories, this is where you now click marketing, digital, then you can add something there as well, like maybe marketing consulting, depending on what you want in particular. And then here you can add keywords if maybe there's a particular company that doesn't appear up here by the company section here, then you can always just come and type it down here, right? So these are keywords, and then you just click show results, and then it should filter according to the filters that you chose. So I just wanted to show you guys that when you're searching for jobs, how you go about it, and then how you connect on LinkedIn. Just ensure, guys, that you connect with people in your industry. So since you are data analysts, then just ensure that you connect with the people that are in your cohort. You also connect with us, your mentors. You also connect with, let me just go back to home. You also connect with groups, join groups that are relevant with data analysis, right? Also join some people that maybe you like as data analysts. So the one that we always share with you guys is Alex the Analyst. Alex the Analyst is a great data analyst, so you can just follow his page as well on LinkedIn. And then follow companies that are also in relation to data analysis that always provide job opportunities as data analysts. And also a couple of influencers, which I mentioned, influencers like Alex the Analyst. And then engage on people's content. That's how you actually grow your network on LinkedIn. You need to engage people's content, maybe make some comments, maybe like the content. So just that's how you grow your LinkedIn profile. Right, so let me just share my profile quickly. Let me just go up. So if we can see here, so here's my profile. Let's open it up. Clear background, attire, professional, smiling. So I only took it from the shoulders going up, but yeah, anything that you feel comfortable with as long as it's not a full body picture. And then the background banner that I was talking about, here it is. So to get a template of a background banner, you can get it on Canva. This will basically help you, add that creativity and, add that vava-voom, I would say, to your LinkedIn profile. So you just simply add your profile, you add your name, captivating headline, and your contact details. So here is my contact number, the email, as well as the website. So this helps you avoid having that gray background that we saw on Rachel Montanez's profile, right? And then your headline, as you can see here, I've got entrepreneur, data analyst, marketing specialist, PR practitioner, philanthropist, tutor in my community. So these are the keywords that I decided to choose. And then when we come, so if you can see here on the right, it just shows the language. And then if you want a shortcut to the link or your URL, then you always just come here. And then you can either open it and then you'll be able to copy it from there, or you can simply just come here and highlight it and then copy it, right? And then if you come here, This is just the analytics section where you'll be able to check people that are interacting with your profile, how many people visit, and etc. etc. And then these are the resources. So this is where you're able to check your network, and you're able to check your saved items. So things like your jobs, your courses, the courses, and the articles. So remember when I was telling you, if you don't have time to apply for a job immediately, then always just save it, right? So that you can go back to it. And then remember when I was talking about the summary, that on LinkedIn it will appear as the about section, right? So the about section, I won't read everything due to time, but let me just read the first paragraph. It says, I am a passionate marketing, PR, and brand building professional dedicated to driving positive change and fostering better sustainability within communities. With an ever-evolving, ever-learning spirit and commitment to problem-solving spirit, I utilize my skills and talents to create impactful solutions that make a difference. I strive to empower organizations and individuals to build stronger brands, engage with their communities, and drive positive impact. So, this is just the first paragraph. So, this is the summary, right? The summary that we read there, where you include your background, you include your passions, and you also include your strengths, right? So, just play around, be creative with the summary and about section. As long as after we read it, we are really impressed with your expertise and who and what you're about. Then under that, it'll show you the skills that in. So there's project management here, data analysis, strategy, communication, marketing. So if you want to add more, you'll just click this arrow, then you'll be able to add more skills. And then here is the featured section. So on the featured section, this is where you add like different things, where you allow people to basically view the different kind of things that you participate in, or things that you may be passionate about talking about, or things that you'd like your profile to basically highlight, right? So here I attached my company's Instagram page. Then if you click plus, just to show you the different kind of things that you can add. You can add a post, you can add a newsletter, you can add an article, you can add a link. So this link can be for videos, articles, or a website that you maybe have. You can add some media. Then here you add content from profile. So this is if you have the premium package, then you're able to use this feature. But for now, if you don't have the premium, you cannot use it. And then yeah, this is basically just your post. So this is the experience section I was talking about, where you can see my role, the company, the time span, and the location, and then the skills. So yeah, I still need to update my key matrix, which I didn't add here, but an example of a key matrix is right here. If you check here, so I worked at EA full time for 7 years, 11 months, but for the 1 year and 11 months, I was a chief operating officer in Midrand, Gauteng, South Africa. So I was responsible for the day-to-day operations of the business, executing the day-to-day strategic processes to improve operational efficiency, overseeing the company's product rollout, budget development, and recruitment processes. So this is an example of a key matrix that you'd add under your particular role, right? And then if you come here, it's your education. So guys, some recruiters, they are very biased. Maybe not very, but they can get biased. Let me not exaggerate. So this can sometimes flag you off, right? So it is advisable to not add the time span for your education. Just add the degree and where you did it and the skills that you gained from there, right? But yeah, I just decided to leave it there. So it's totally up to you what you're comfortable with, but I think just be careful of the kind of job roles that you're applying for. We know with the tech job opportunities, they can become sensitive when it comes to these things. Then if you've got any digital certifications, then you can always just attach them here. And then these are just skills as well. So yeah, this is just an overview of how your LinkedIn profile is supposed to look like. So I'd like us to move on to personal branding. So, guys, when we're talking about personal branding, right? Personal branding is your identity as a young professional, right? So, because we're in the digital world and the digital economy, we need to leverage on your personal brand, which will basically give you credentials in selling yourself, right? So, this is an identity that would appear digitally of who you are, right? So your personal brand is, since it's your identity, there are certain things that shape your personal brand, right? As a young tech professional. So there are a couple of things that you need to take into consideration when you're building your personal brand. So the first thing that we're going to start with is building your confidence, right? So think of confidence like a muscle. When you go to the gym, the first 2 days, gym is not nice because your body's in pain, your muscles are not strong enough yet. You just want to give up. You don't even want to go to gym anymore, right? But after 3 months, after 4 months, we're talking a different story. Your muscles are now shaped, you're stronger, you feel more confident. You even arrive 30 minutes earlier sometimes to the gym because that's how confident you are. So that's what confidence is. Look at it as a muscle that you keep on working, keep on building, keep on exercising on it so that it can become stronger. So in order for you to build your confidence so that you can grow it, the first step that you need to do is connect with yourself, right? What do you mean by connecting with yourself? Be aware, be self-aware. Who are you, right? What makes you stand out? So there's different exercises that you can utilize. The one that they shared for us here from Harvard Business Review is the Find the Unique You exercise. So the first thing that you'll start with in the Find the Unique You exercise is describing your background. So this is where you tell us about your family, where you grew up, type of neighborhood, ethnicity, languages, heritage, etc., etc. Then after that, you move on to identifying the experiences that made who you are today. Childhood events, work experience, volunteering, hobbies, victories, failures, learning opportunities, etc., etc. Then you end off with listing your notable traits. So these are things like your personality, your habits, your personal style, your communication style, and etc. and etc. Once you've got this out of the way, then you're most likely to know yourself. You're most likely to be confident in who you are. Then the second step that you need to take into consideration is focusing on building confident behaviors. So let's say, for example, if you're still continuing with the gym exercise, so let's say on Mondays you do 10 reps of push-ups, 10 reps of sit-ups, 10 reps of squats. Then Tuesdays you do a 30-minute jog. Then Wednesday you do aerobics. Then maybe Thursday you do swimming. So you see there's different behaviors that will help you contribute to having a nice body, right? Same thing with confidence. There are certain behaviors that you need to exercise regularly to be able to grow your confidence. So the first one is greeting. When you greet, ladies and gentlemen, please be intentional, right? What do you mean by being intentional? Have a smile on your face. Shake the person's hands. Put warmth in your voice. Don't speak in a dull voice like, hi, how are you doing? Be vibrant, like, hi, good morning, how are you? How was your day? Be vibrant when you're speaking to the person. And then use positive body language. So this is where you shake the person's hand. This is where you look at the person in the eyes, eye contact. Avoid crossing your arms when speaking to someone, and also avoid putting your hands in your pockets, avoid being fidgety, and all those things. Second behavior that you can consider is the language. So what you need to think of here is the type of people that you'll be speaking to. So remember, different groups require different languages. So that's what you need to keep in mind. And also, please stop yourself if you find yourself doing these behaviors. Avoid speaking quietly. When you speak to people, be audible. Because when you're audible and vocal, the confidence is there. We can sense the confidence there. Avoid apologizing for speaking. You are entitled to your opinion. Everyone has a right to speak. So avoid apologizing for speaking, and then avoid using language that is negative, language that downgrades your abilities. So things like, I may be wrong, I just got lucky, what do I know, I'm just an amateur, I'm just a rookie, I'm just a newbie. Avoid using those phrases because you're actually downgrading yourself, right? And then another behavior that you need to consider is preparing comments. So most of the time you find yourself in events, different kinds of events like conferences, maybe peer coaching sessions, webinars, different kinds of meetings. Always ensure that you prepare at least one or two questions to ask in those events because it shows your interactivity, it shows your interest, and it also shows that you're listening, right? This in total will show confidence. People see that, no, this person is actually confident enough to ask something about the particular topic that we're speaking about, right? Because a lot of people, not a lot of people, but let me just say a huge percentage of people, they can get shy when it comes to asking questions in like a huge room full of people at an event. So just practice by asking one question at least in every event that you attend. You will see it will help you get out of your comfort zone and it will help you be more confident. So just to also strengthen the confidence in your questions, maybe share it with an accountability partner, maybe a family member, a peer, a partner, a colleague, anyone that will be able to go over your questions just to check if they are good questions to ask. Another behavior is to prep your introduction. So you need to at least have 2 to 3 sentences that you'll be able to share to people about who you are and what you do. So in most meetings, especially ones that are like engaging, where it requires people to engage with each other, like peer coaching sessions or maybe a webinar, right? These kind of events, there's an introduction phase, maybe the first 10 minutes of the event. So within that phase, just ensure that you share those 2 3 sentences with the community so that they know who and what you're about. So ensure that you focus on your strengths, passions, and ambitions, and then you can always just practice it before the day. And then another behavior that you can practice is reaching out. So this is where the networking comes in. So remember, if let's say, for example, you're in a meeting with a company that basically hires data analysts every end of the year, right? So what you can do is you can take an initiative and exchange numbers with maybe the manager that was presenting, right? When you exchange numbers, then you stand a chance to get an opportunity in that company, because you took the initiative to actually get the contact details. Or if maybe you're in an event full of let's say it's a business and entrepreneurship event and you're interested in business and entrepreneurship, then you can maybe connect with someone in there who came as a guest like you, but who maybe has been an entrepreneur for like 5 years, longer than you, or even 10 years. They've got more experience, more expertise, so they can possibly be a mentor for you just by connecting with them. So just ensure that you take initiative to connect with other people, get to know them. If it's online, maybe 5 minutes before the meeting ends, DM the particular person or on the Zoom, and say, can you please exchange contact details and we can speak after. So just ensure that you practice these behaviors so that you can be able to be confident in yourself and so that you can be able to have a powerful personal brand. And then when you get a chance, just go through this video. Amy really does explain nicely how to be confident, right? And how you do your speeches and etc. So now we're going to move on to the elevator pitch. So the elevator pitch is essentially you telling us about who you are, but in a video format, right? So in a video format, it's nice because at least we can see your face, we can see your body language, and we can also hear your voice, right? What's nice about an elevator pitch? Everything in one video, right? And what's also nice about an elevator pitch is that it's not long, It just needs to be 1 minute long. Go 1 minute. Try not to cross 30 seconds, at least 1 minute 30 seconds, but always try and keep it at 1 minute. So your elevator pitch, this is where you sell yourself to an audience. This is basically a self-introduction that you will use, right, to basically sell to your future employer, client, or colleague, right? So there's basic information that you need to include in your elevator pitch. The first one is your name. The second one is your background. This is where you include achievements, education, experience, and etc. And then any needed short context, which is the extended version of your background, where you share brief information that helps us understand your background better. Then you need to highlight your top skills. You need a connection. So this is an interest in a specific industry or type of work that you have. An example here can be your desire to work with clients in the arts and entertainment industry because of your love of the creative arts. And then you also need to share your value proposition. So this is your unique selling point. What can you bring to the table? What makes you stand out? Why should you get this job opportunity instead of another person, right? So here is, I am resourceful, quick to action, and I self-manage well. And then you also need to add your ask, right? You need to be clear and say exactly what you want from the person that you are communicating with. So an example can be, if you're looking for a super efficient software engineer who can troubleshoot app glitches within 5 hours, please connect with me on the Room portal. So this is a nice and catchy ask, right? And then the last thing that you can add is a professional concluding statement. An example is, I'd be delighted to put my Salesforce skills to good use and help you solve that infrastructure problem that you mentioned. So that's as simple as that for your elevator pitch. Then we're going to go on to bio. So your bio, guys, is basically your elevator pitch, but the only difference is your bio is the written version and your bio does not include action items, right? So action items, this is where you put your call to action. You don't put the call to action under your bio. This is just basically also showing us who and what you're about, right? So with this section, you just need to add your name. You need to add your current role or professional tagline. You need to add your company or personal brand. You need to add your goals and aspirations. You need to add your 2 to 3 most impressive and relevant achievements. And here is an example. So you guys can just read through the examples that they shared. And can you see the blue is highlighted to show you which ones for the orange just to track, and then the purple they just to track. So when you get the chance, just go through the example so you have an idea of how your bio is supposed to. So we're going to go on to video production and editing. So guys, with the video production and editing, I'm pretty sure, okay, for those that have not seen, there is a team project showcase that is currently running at ALX. So if you have applied for the team project showcase, then you are required to actually record a pitch deck basically for your particular problem that you're solving, right? So you need video production skills for that, right? So there's different platforms that you can use to record, right? So the first one is Loom. So with Loom, what's nice, there's a free trial, so you can just give it a test run. And with the free trial, what's nice about it, I think the max of a video is 5 minutes, which is good because I think the length of the video that is required for the team project showcase is 2 to 3 minutes. So with Loom, it allows you to present while your slides are showing, right? And the second platform is Zoom. Zoom is also a nice platform because you can just start a Zoom meeting and then you can just press the recording option. With Zoom, be careful. It's always best to utilize your PC, because at least with your PC, when you choose a location to save the recording, you can choose any location on your PC, right? I haven't used an Android phone to utilize Zoom, but what I know for Apple users, if you want to record using your phone, it can be tricky because when you use the location that's going to appear there is your iCloud. And if you don't have a premium package, then it doesn't allow you to save the video on the iCloud storage. So it's always just best to record on the PC. But yeah, if you can record using your Android phone, then go for it, guys. Go for it. So I know one of the rules for the pitch deck for the team project showcase, you're supposed to actually present while your slides are showing, right? So in order for you to do that, there's different options that you can use. So here they did state a couple of considerations here. So here they said if you want a video of you to show alongside your presentation, then video conferencing etiquette applies. If you only want to show your on-screen presentation with your camera off, then your focus would be on minimal background noise, quality sound, and screen recording. So since for the showcase they want you to actually show the presentation and your face, you can either come together with your team at the hub or any location that you're comfortable with and actually record the video while you're presenting the slides on a projector. So it's advisable to not have the whole team present. If you're 5, choose 2 people that have good presentation skills to basically present for you guys while the slides are showing on the projector. Second option, you can use the Zoom or Loom option where you're actually using a platform to capture the slides and yourself. So with Zoom, you can share the screen while your face is showing, and then with Loom, you can present the slides while your face is showing. So it's up to you which options are best for you. So just ensure that you keep that in mind and you're good to go. So in order for you to practice, there's a couple of practice activities here, like the team online activity. This will help you prep how to create your pitch video. So you can go through this activity to better help you guys prepare, and then you can also go through this Teamline online activity that helps you edit your videos. So when it comes to the section, guys, if you utilized Zoom, then obviously it's going to be saved in a particular location on your laptop. So you can either use CapCut or Clipchamp to basically edit that video. But with Loom, it's nice because you can edit on the app, right? So if you are going to use Zoom, or if you're going to be recording with maybe your phone, if you guys come together as a team, then there's CapCut, there is Canva, there is Clipchamp to be able to assist you to edit that particular video. But if you use Loom, then you can easily just edit it on Loom. So yeah.